Welcome back to my channel. If you are watching my video for the first time, subscribe my channel for more videos. In this video, I am going to explain you about introduction and classification of tablets. So what are tablets? So in our daily life, mostly 90% of drug molecules are prepared by a tablets or a capsule. So tablets are a single unit dosage form containing medicaments. So with or without any excipients. This is the definition of a tablets. Once again I am repeating. So tablet is defined as a compressed solid dosage form containing medicament with or without any excipients. So here the medicaments show the pharmacological action, whereas the excipient do not show any pharmacological action. Here the excipients are examples are diluent, blinders, disintegration, lubricants and glidants. So to make a perfect tablet, we will add this excipient. So water diluent means which increase the bulky of the compound and also it makes a potent drug. And next is the binders. Binders are increases the cohesiveness between the particles, and disintegrates are used to divide the particles. And lubricant are used to increase the flow property. And last excipient, that is we will add the glidant to make the particle fast movement. According to the Indian Pharmacopoeia, the drug is defined as a pharmaceutical tablets or a solid, flat or biconvex dishes unit dosage form prepared by a compressing a drug or mixture of a drug with or without any diluents. Next, coming to the advantages of a tablet dosage form. So generally they are a tamper proof and they are easily available and with low cost. And next there will be a dose accuracy and very easy to packing, and it is better suitable for large scale production, and also are attractive in appearance, and also for unpleasant odor or a taste of a drug can be masked by a sugar coating or a film coating, and also for a sustained released product is also possible by the entering coating. So these are the advantages of a tablet dosage form. Now we will see the disadvantages of a tablet dosage form. So they are very difficult to swallow in case of a unconscious patients or a children. Some drugs molecules are not compressible because of it is amorphous in nature, and also if there is a low density in nature, then these drugs are not compressible. Make a perfect tablet. So drug molecule which has a low wetting ability and low dissolution can't be prepared as a tablet. Taste drugs or a tablets which are gives bad odor, or drugs that are sensitive to oxygen may be encapsulated or coated. In such cases, capsules may be offered for the best and lowest cost. These are the disadvantages of a tablet dosage forms. Now coming to the different types of a tablets. So there are a 4 types, that are tablet ingested orally, tablet used in an oral cavity, and the third one is a tablet administered in other routes, and the last one, that is a tablet used in a prepared as a solutions. Coming to the first one, that is a tablet ingest orally. In this we have a 7 types of a tablet. So the first one is the compressible tablets, and the example is the paracetamol tablet. Next is the second one, that is a multiple compressible tablets, and third one is the repeat action tablet, and fourth one is the delayed release tablet. For this the examples are the enteric coated tablets, and the fifth one is the sugar coating tablets. Examples are the multivitamin tablets, and the sixth one, that is a film coated tablet. Coming to the examples for the film coating tablets, that are the metronidazole tablet, and the next, that is the last one in the tablet ingested orally, that is the chewable tablet. Examples are the antacid tablets, and the next one, that is the tablet used in a oral cavity. In this we have 4 types, that are buccal tablets, sublingual tablets, lozenges, and the fourth one is the dental cone. These are comes under the tablet used in a oral cavity. Now coming to the next one, that is a tablet administered by other routes. In this only we have two tablets, that is implantation tablet and next is the vaginal tablets. So the last group in the tablets are tablets used in a prepared as a solution. So the first one is the effervescent tablets, the next one is the dispensing tablets, and the third one that is the hypodermic tablet, and the last one that is the tablet tinctures. So these are the broad classification of a tablet. Now we will see the one by one of each tablets in the broad classification of a tablets. The first one is the compressed tablets. So tablets are conventional tablets. Conventional tablets means which release the drug in your stomach, and these compressible tablets do not contain any coating and a single compressible tablet these are, and it contains some adjuvants include the following one, that are a diluent, fillers, binders or adhesives, integrants, lubricants, etc. So the first one is the diluent or a filler. So these are added to increase the bulky of the compound. It is most used in a potent drug. And the next one is the binders or a adhesives. So these are used which promotes addition of a particles of a formulation by increasing the cohesiveness between the particles, and also allows a granulation to be prepared and maintain the integrity of the final tablets. Next coming to the disintegrants or disintegrating agents. So these are used to promote breakup of a tablets after administration into a body. So after administration the drug should be a disintegrate to absorption. So next coming to the anti-adherent, glidant, lubricant or lubricating agents. So these are used to enhance the flow property of a materials into a tablets dyes, because for manufacturing of a tablets in the preparation there will be a sticking of a tablets to a walls of a dyes. To avoid this we will add these anti-adherents, glidants, lubricants or a lubricating agent. And next is the miscellaneous adjuvants such as color and flavorant. So after compression the tablet may be coated with the various materials. So I will explain you about tablet coating in a part 2. So tablets for a oral, buccal, sublingual or a vaginal administration may be prepared by a compression. Coming to the next one, that is a multiple compressed tablets. So multiple compressed tablets are prepared by the filling material more than a single compression. Here we will use as more ingredients. So it is known as a multiple layer tablet or a tablet within a tablet. The inner tablet being the core and the outer portion being the shell. One is the sugar coating tablets. So sugar coating tablets are used for to mask the odor and the taste. Compressible tablets may be coated with a colored or a uncolored sugar tablets, and the coating is a water soluble and quickly dissolved after swallowing. So the sugar coating protects the drug from the environment, and also it acts as a barrier to the bad taste and odor. And also sugar coating will enhance the appearance of the compressed tablet, and also by the sugar coating we can identify the manufacturer information. And among the disadvantages to sugar coating tablets are the time and expertise required in the coating process, and the increase in the size, weight and shipping cost. Again I am repeating, the disadvantages of sugar coating tablets are it takes the lot of time and expertised people, and there will be a increase in the cost, and also increase in the size of a tablet and weight of a tablet, and shipping cost will also be increased. So when we'll use this sugar coating, this will make the 50% weighter to the uncoating tablets. Next coming to the film coating tablets. So these are the alternative to the sugar coating tablets in which the drug is not required for the coating, and the film coating consisting of a one or more polymers and plasticizers. Here the polymer used are hydroxypropyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose and 30% of ethyl cellulose dispersion, that is aqua coat. Generally the film coating is a colored and has more advantages than sugar coating. They are more durable, means ability to withstand, and the next is the less bulky in nature, and the last one is the less time and consuming to apply. And the composition of film coating tablets is designed to rupture and exposure to the inner coat tablet at the desired location in the gastrointestinal tract. And the next one is the gelatin coated tablets. A recent innovation is the gelatin coating tablet. So the inventor product, it has consisting of a gel cap. So in this capsule the drug is filled it. Next, coming to the enteric coating tablets. So what are enteric coating tablets means? It is a polymer barrier applied to a oral medication. So this will prevent the drug dissolution and disintegration in the gastric environment, and also this helps the enteric protection from the acidity of a stomach. Enteric coating tablets has a delayed released features, and also these are designed to pass unchanged through the stomach to the intestine. That is the reason why we are going for the enteric coating tablets. And these enteric coating tablets will not allow the drug dissolution and disintegration and absorption in the stomach. Enteric coatings are employed when the drug substance, means when we are using this enteric coating, means if it is destroyed by the gastric acid, or if it is particularly irritant to the gastric mucosa, or when it is bypass of the stomach substantially enhance the drug absorption. Next, coming to the buccal and sublingual tablets. So buccal and sublingual tablets are a flat or oval tablets which are dissolved in a buccal pouches or beneath the tongue for absorption through the oral mucosa. This will show the faster action, and mostly these are very bitter in taste. Sublingual tablets are designed to act slowly, whereas for sublingual tablets they are designed for a faster absorption, such as nitroglycerin. It will show the faster action. And next, coming to the lozenges. So these are disc shaped solid dosage form medicinal agents. So these are used for the local effects like cold and cough. Examples are antitussives, antiseptics and antibacterials and astringents. These are slowly dissolved in a oral cavity, usually for local effects, although some are formulated for a systemic absorption. Next, coming to the chewable tablets. So chewable tablets which are having a smooth and rapid disintegration when these are chewed, and also they are allowed to dissolve in the mouth and having a creamy base, and usually they are specially flavored and colored mannitol. So why we are going for a chewable tablets means for adults and the children they are difficult in the swallowing of a solid dosage form. In these cases we will go for a chewable tablets. Now coming to the next one, that is the effervescent tablets. So effervescent tablets are prepared by the compressing granules, and effervescent salts are releases the gas when they are contact with the water. Whenever we will add this effervescent tablets to a water, then they will give a gases. So this bubble action is due to the breaking of tablets and the dissolving of the active drug. Then they will give this gases. Next, coming to the molded tablets. So these are prepared by the molding rather than the compression. So in this we will not go for the compression. This is because due to the very softy nature and soluble for a rapid dissolution. Now we will go for the next one. Tablet titurates. So tablet titurates are a small, usually cylindrical, and these are molded or compressible tablets. Just now we will set the difference between compressed tablets and the molded tablets. In molded tablets the drugs are very thin nature. So these contain a small amount of a tablets. Basically, these tablet tinctures are used for a potent drugs. Only few of a tablet tinctures products are available commercially, with most of the product by a tablet compression. Since the tablet tinctures must be readily and completely soluble in water, so only a minimal amount of a pressure is applied during their manufacture. So these tablet tinctures are those fast action, and during their manufacture just we have to require some pressure, and a combination of a sucrose and lactose is usually used as a diluent, and also a few tablet tinctures that remain as a sublingual, such as the nitroglycerin tablets. This is the example for the sublingual tablet tinctures that are nitrogen glycerin tablets. So these tablet tinctures are inserted into a capsules or dissolved in a liquid to provide accuracy amount of a potent drug substance. Next, coming to the hypodermic tablets. So hypodermic tablets are no longer available. So these were originally used by a physician, and this required number of a tablets was dissolved in a suitable vehicle, and the vehicle should be a sterilant, and the hypodermic tablets is dissolved in the sterilant and prepared as a injection. These hypodermic tablets are not easier to carry by the physician, so the injection was prepared to meet the needs of individual persons. Next, coming to the dispensing tablets. So dispensing tablets are no longer in use. So in this, the tablets should be dissolved in a water, then we have to take the solution in the form of a solution. Next, coming to the immediate release tablet. So these are using a special coating and other designed to disintegrate and release their medication without any rate controlled features. So to the next one, that is extended release tablets, or it is also known as a controlled release tablet. These are designed to release their medication in a particular manner in an extended period. So this is about the extended release tablet. Now the last one, that is a vaginal tablet. So vaginal tablets are also known as the vaginal insert. So these are uncoated, and also this bulletin shape or ovoid tablet which are inserted into a vagina for local effects, and also this vaginal tablet contains against the bacteria and fungal. So these are used as a antibacterial and antifungals. So this is about the tablets introduction and classification of a tablet. Thank you for watching my video.